The year was 2018. A dream took shape on the bustling docks, a vision of red and yellow steel. Christened with a hopeful name, the ship was a majestic beast, ready to conquer the seas. Crowds cheered as she embarked on her maiden voyage, a beacon of human ambition and engineering prowess. There was an air of invincibility, a shared belief that this vessel was different, special. Little did they know the seeds of tragedy were already sown, hidden beneath layers of paint and pride. The early journeys were promising. The ship cut through the waves with grace, her powerful engines roaring their anthem of progress. Passengers marveled at the luxurious cabins, the sweeping decks, the sheer scale of their floating haven. Every sunset seemed to paint a masterpiece on her hull, every sunrise a promise of a new adventure. Yet even the mightiest oak starts as a fragile seedling, and the sea, a fickle mistress, can be both a cradle and a grave. Time, however, is a cruel artist, slowly eroding even the grandest creations. The red and yellow ship, once a symbol of nautical perfection, began to show signs of wear and tear. Whispers of concern circulated amongst the crew as rust gnawed at the hull and engines sputtered intermittently. The once pristine paintwork dulled, a testament to the relentless assault of salt and sun. Repairs were swift, but the damage was deeper than anyone realized. The ship's aging process seemed to accelerate, each voyage revealing a new vulnerability. There were murmurs of design flaws, whispers of shortcuts taken during construction. The once unshakable confidence in the ship began to waver, replaced by an uneasy apprehension. Like a boxer past his prime, the red and yellow vessel sailed on, each journey a gamble against the unforgiving sea. February 7th, 2021. A day that dawned like any other, the sky awash in the soft hues of a new dawn. The red and yellow ship, freshly painted, stood proud at the harbour, ready for another voyage. Passengers, oblivious to the darkness lurking beneath the surface, boarded with smiles and laughter, their hearts filled with anticipation. The air was thick with the smell of salt and seagull cries as the ship slipped its moorings and embarked on its final journey. The sea was deceptively calm, a shimmering expanse of blue stretching to the horizon. Music drifted from the decks, blending with the joyous chatter of passengers. It was a scene of idyllic tranquility, a stark contrast to the horror that was to unfold. For beneath the surface, a storm was brewing, a maelstrom of human malice and desperate hope. Section 4. Seeds of Resentment. Amongst the crew, a storm of a different kind was brewing in the heart of a man named Thomas. A veteran worker, Thomas had dedicated years of his life to the red and yellow ship, pouring his sweat and skill into her maintenance. But the arrival of a newer, grander vessel had stirred a bitter resentment within him. The new ship, with its gleaming hull and state-of-the-art technology, was a painful reminder of his own vessel's fading glory. He felt forgotten, his loyalty taken for granted. In a moment of twisted logic, he convinced himself that the new ship's existence somehow diminished the legacy of the one he had served for so long. His resentment festered, growing into a venomous hatred that consumed his every thought. And so, fueled by a toxic cocktail of envy and despair, Thomas hatched a plan as reckless as it was horrifying. Section 5. Whispers on the waves. Deep in the bowels of the ship, hidden from view, Thomas enacted his revenge. With a heavy heart and trembling hands, he took a cutting torch to the ship's hull, a single act of sabotage that would have devastating consequences. The metal groaned in protest as he carved a gaping hole, seawater hissing and spitting as it began to seep in. Unbeknownst to Thomas, his actions were silently witnessed by the ship's cameraman, a young man named Daniel. Horrified, Daniel watched as the water level steadily rose, the cold, hard truth of the situation dawning on him. He knew he had to act fast. Racing to the bridge, heart pounding in his chest, Daniel burst in, his face ashen with fear. He stammered out the horrifying truth to the captain, his words tumbling over each other in his haste. The captain, a seasoned sailor with years of experience, listened intently, his face betraying no emotion. Section 6. The abyss gazes back. The captain, his mind racing, made a decision. He would prepare the lifeboats, but he wouldn't tell the passengers. Panic, he reasoned, would only worsen the situation. He ordered his crew to ready the lifeboats, their movements swift and silent. Below deck, the water continued its relentless advance. It wasn't long before the rising water reached the lower decks, seeping into cabins and corridors. Passengers, initially oblivious to the danger, began to stir as they awoke to the sound of rushing water and the unsettling tilt of the ship. The truth, when it finally came, was a deafening roar. An alarm blared through the ship, the chilling sound cutting through the air like a shard of ice. The announcement, stark and terrifying, confirmed their worst fears. The ship was sinking. Section 7, a tomb of memories. Panic erupted. The once orderly decks descended into chaos as terror gripped the hearts of passengers. Screams pierced the air, a chorus of desperation and disbelief. The lifeboats, woefully inadequate for the sheer number of souls on board, became objects of frantic struggle. Families were separated, mothers clutching their children, lovers exchanging last desperate embraces. The red and yellow ship, once a symbol of hope and adventure, had become a watery grave. When the final count was made, the tragedy unfolded in its full horror. 193,739 souls perished in the icy depths, their dreams and aspirations swallowed by the sea. The red and yellow ship, now a rusting hulk on the ocean floor, serves as a chilling reminder of the fragility of life and the devastating consequences of human folly.